Thanks for the support as a channel member, Ant Hall. Here we go then, boys and girls. Final 2 games of the league season. We need Dortmund to slip up. And Dortmund, that's probably a more German way to say it, to be fair. We need them to slip up. We need to win both of our games. We need to cross everything and hope that we can find a way to sneak into the Bundesliga title via the back door. Hello and welcome to Club 5, Part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those final 2 games of the Bundesliga season. We are away. Apologies, there's going to be a little bit of breathlessness today. I'm a trooper. I'm trying to get the videos out, but I've got a tight chest today with all this silly poorliness. So if you hear me going occasionally, that's why. I'll try not to speak in long sentences. But we're away against Werder Bremen and at home against Hamburg. I'm really conscious of it now. We'll be fine. Take a deep breath, Kev. Headphone users, just listen without the headphones today and it won't be quite so annoying. The interesting thing, which I didn't notice yesterday because you know how yesterday's episode got towards the end, but we do need Dortmund to slip up. They play against Borussia Mönchengladbach now, which is a home game against a mid-table team. I would expect them to win and hope we win too, going into that final day. But the final day, things get super interesting. We play Hamburg, which is obviously a pretty big game. They're looking to get into the Europa League. But Dortmund are away against Hoffenheim, who are 3rd in the league. There is potential there for Dortmund to draw. Now, if they draw and we maintain a better goal difference than them, which we have by 2 goals at the moment, and of course win both of our games, my math says a draw for them against Hoffenheim, if we win both games, will be enough for us to win the league. It's going to be tricky, but that's what we're banking on at the moment. Of course, in an ideal world, they'll just slip up at the first opportunity, and we'll have the title wrapped up by tea time. So this is our team. We've got Ferron in goal. A back four of Kryju, Tigges, Banfalvi and Dombrowski. Dombrowski still not fit to play a full game, but he's just too important. I need him in the team. I need a backup right back. If only there was a really good right back that I knew of that I could bring in with the loads of money that I've got to spend to offer some competition to Dombrowski. We'll have to have a look. Vermonti at the base of the midfield. Marquez and Lust ahead of him. Van der Hoek and Gashi supporting Thorgerson up front. Let's get into the game. We are going to try and remember to do the half-time change again to bring Thumb on for Dombrowski, move Kryju across to the other side. Kryju, of course, he's a very adequate backup right back and backup left back and probably first choice left back. He's probably better than Thumb. Right, I expect nothing but a win from this game. But I think trying to get through a season where we're competing in all 3 competitions right at the death, I think only having 3 fullbacks in the squad is a problem. So we do need a fourth full back, and because we've got the luxury of Kryju, who is natural on both sides, it doesn't matter whether it's a left back or a right back we bring in. We'll just try and find a full back to bring in, and if Jair becomes available, then goodness me, it will be Jair. Gashi has just scored his 18th goal of the season on 6 minutes to put us 1-0 up. A huge goal. We obviously need to be keeping one eye on what's going on in the Dortmund game as well. But as it stands at the moment, Dortmund not yet ahead in their game. So for the briefest of moments, with 2 games to go, we are top of the Bundesliga. I think that's for the first time this season because we had such a slow start. So it is nice to see. I see Dortmund have gone ahead in their game now, as you would expect. And it's O'Hara, the man who's joining us in the summer. That deal is already arranged. It's like a £120 million deal for O'Hara to come in, who is, average rating-wise, the 2nd best player in Bundesliga this year. They signed him last summer for £40 million. He is awesome. He's another 5-star right winger to compete with Gashi and also allow Gashi to then compete with Thorgerson up front. So it's some nice strength in depth for us to have in those positions. But it's that would have been troublesome if that had gone in. But it's probably not the finishing piece of the puzzle. I think the final thing would be another fullback. And then this squad is officially complete. I'm not going to spend £1 billion again this summer if I end up staying, which I will if we don't win the league. I am not leaving Bayern without winning the league. That would be absurd. Dombrowski, plays it to Vermonti. Vermonti back to Dombrowski again, who plays it out to Gashi. Gashi's got an eye for goal already today, and of course he's aware that there's another right winger coming in, so needs to play and continue to earn his place. Marquez plays it across to Vermonti. Lust back to Vermonti again. Lust in space on the edge of the area finds Vermonti once more. It's good to have Vermonti back. He was missing for both of those big games in the last episode, and I do think he is a key player, as shown there. Plays Dombrowski in, and that's why you start him even when he's not fully fit, because he's such a threat from that exact position. 7th goal of the season for Dombrowski. He's done his bit now. He can come off at half-time, knowing that's job done for him, and he just needs to concentrate on getting himself fit then. But he is quite the player. 6'7", probably about 30 stone, and quicker than Linford Christie, because my references are always old. But let's give them a pat on the head. Don't let performance levels drop, and then make sure that I remember to take him off, bring Thumb on, swap those two over, and charge into this second half, and hopefully not mess things up. Dortmund still only 1-0 up against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now that could be it's 2-0 now. I was getting excited that there might have been an opportunity for a late against the run of play equaliser, but it seems not to be, and they're continuing to maintain this 2-goal difference advantage. Well, our 2-goal difference advantage by being 2-0 up as well. Van der Hoek's having a terrible game today, so Antonio Carlos can come on this left-hand side, come on as the inside forward. Rex Epi, I think, is going to struggle to get into this team at any point. He is a wonder kid left winger. We've got another one whose name I can't remember, who's out on loan, I think at Leverkusen. But we've got too many good players. We'll bring Rex Epi on now, just to give him a little bit of game time. Carlos can go up front. Rex Epi can come on and play out there. Keeping an eye on Dortmund again. Goal difference is potentially going to be a thing. So, I mean, probably not so much of a thing, because it's only an issue if they end up drawing on the last day while we win. So even if they come level or go ahead of us on goal difference today, if it's only by 1 goal, we fix that on the last day anyway in any scenario that wins us the league. So we don't need to go all out to match them for goals today. But I think last time I checked, they were still only 2-0 up, as are we. So let's just keep playing our game. Not worry about Dortmund today. It's Hoffenheim who are going to do us the favour. On the last day, Thorgerson, what a goal from the edge of the area from Thorgerson. A 22nd goal of the season for him. It's an absolute beauty into that top corner. 3-0 up now. We'll have a look at this from the other angle as well, because it's a lovely finish. Marquez knocked it down to Thorgerson, who beat his man. And, I mean, that's even more impressive because he's running at full pace when he hits that, which is insane. He's now gone off as well. It was his last kick of the game. Carlos nods it down to Lust. Lust looking for options, plays it into Gashi. Gashi has space and Kryju on the overlap on the right-hand side. Carlos somehow can't win a header despite being a giant. Marquez to Vermonti, who's been very, very involved today, as he usually is. It's very important to have him back. Lust plays it out, looking for Rex Epi, but can't find him. And now Werder Bremen looking to get a little bit of a break on here. And Tigges is absolutely lost there. Could not keep up with him at all. Which is the first time I've ever seen anyone skin Tigges like that. It looked like, I don't know if he was slightly out of position, slightly wrong-footed. It's unusual for him to be beaten for pace the way he was there. But that's something to maybe keep a little bit of an eye on as time goes on, because Banfalvi's not the quickest defender in the world. So we want to, I mean, I guess we've got Haman, who's quite pacey, I believe. And that's Werder Bremen down to 10 men. That is job done for today. Dortmund are also now 3-0 up because they're just going goal for goal with us, apparently, the absolute monsters. But we do go into the final day, 2 points behind them, 2 goals ahead of them. We need Hoffenheim to do us a favour. I mean, is there no way we can send them £100 million if they manage to beat them? Is bribery allowed? Well, I'm attempting some mind games. I've got another Dortmund player arranged to come in the summer. I'm trying to disrupt the camp, throwing money around. So we're also bringing in Drago Bartelec, probably, maybe Bartelec. I'm not sure what it would be. Who's a 20-year-old wonder kid midfielder. would just offer us a little bit of cover if we're still here and need him. He'd be our 5th choice central midfielder, but Tig is one of those 4, so realistically 4th choice central midfielder, or as a backup defensive midfielder. Again, most of our centre backs are very comfortable playing there, so he probably wouldn't play much there. We've got this guy who, he's 17, and I don't even acknowledge his existence, but he's a 5-star potential player. But he's just another player there's now 2 players who are going to be playing for Dortmund today, knowing they're playing for Bayern next year. So fingers crossed they'll know what side their bread's buttered. We'll give them a little bonus for having poor games today. If you were Dortmund manager, you wouldn't play them, surely. So we've had to make a little bit of a change. Thumb comes in for Kryju, who's picked up an injury. So Dombrowski, although still not fully fit, is probably going to have to play the whole game today. And we're going with Andre and Lust in midfield. Other than that, it's the same team that just played very well in that previous game. And we've just got to go out there, beat Hamburg. Beat Hamburg is job 1. And job 2 is keep an eye on what's going on in the Hoffenheim-Dortmund game. So fully expect you to keep our run going, win this match. I'm trying not to talk about winning the title with them too much. We had a team meeting where I Hoffenheim are already ahead against Dortmund, but Dortmund equalised immediately through Heleno, obviously the guy who came through us and then left again. If that was to stay 1-1 and we won the game, we'd win the league, I think. So it'd be very nice for us to go. Lovely to see Hoffenheim scoring after a minute. They are clearly up for it. I approve wholeheartedly. We've just got to make sure we do our bit. 22 minutes on the clock. And obviously Hamburg have a lot to play for as well. I hear they quite like beating Bayern. And not only that, in fact, looking at the table, they've probably already got a Europa League spot secured. I'm not sure what's going on with Leipzig. I guess a defeat for Hamburg and a win for Leipzig, would that probably still not even enough, is it? I think Hamburg are already in which case they should put rivalries to one side and just let us win the league, because we'd like that. I'd like that. Andre plays it out to Thumb back to Vermonti. Lovely pass over to Dombrowski, who's in acres of space, crosses to Thorgerson, and Thorgerson's there. And that's goal 23 for the season, and it's 1-0 to Bayern on 23 minutes. And as you can see from the league table above my head, as of right now, once again, we are top of the Bundesliga. Final day of the season. We are top of the league. Please, Hoffenheim, we need goals from you as well. I can't go into the last 10 minutes with it being 1-1 in the Hoffenheim-Dortmund game. I don't think I can handle the stress in my current delicate condition. I'd almost rather Dortmund were 8-0 up before that point, just so that I didn't have to stress about it. But you know how Football Manager works. If these are the scores going into the last 5 minutes, we all know Heleno's scoring a 90th minute winner to win in the league. And I'm going to be very sad about it. Van der Hoek now with the in-swinging free kick. Tigges is there, but it's just over from him. I'd also like another goal for us. A 1-0 lead is not a huge lead to have when there's last-minute shenanigans still to come. So we're guarding against complacency, trying to stop the players from looking at the halftime scores, but the match announcer has decided to read it out over the tannoy. So now anyone who hasn't got the internet on their phones, and it's 2031, so everyone's got the internet on their phones, but the crowd's gone wild. They know what's going on at Hoffenheim. We know what's going on at Hoffenheim. We also know Hoffenheim have scored. It's 2-1 to Hoffenheim. We've got to score again. We cannot be only 1-0 up, because Hamburg will be licking their lips at the prospect of ruining our day. Del Bueno's going to come on for Gashi. Rex Epi is going to come on for Van der Hoek. And we're just freshening up the wide areas, because neither of them playing very well today. We're going to ask for a little bit of creativity. We are definitely keeping an eye on the Hoffenheim Dortmund game. We are still attacking in our match, which might be a really bad idea. Dombrowski is broken. Guerrero's going to come on and do 10 minutes at right back, which is not ideal because he's not a fullback at all, but theoretically can play there. Dortmund have equalised with 5 minutes to go, and it's O'Hara, the guy who's joining us in the summer, who's done it. We're into the final moments of the games. It's still 2-2 in the Hoffenheim-Dortmund game. We've won the league! Oh my word, we've snuck through on the final day of the season in the most unlikely of circumstances. Who knew what you could get by spending £1 billion in one season in Football Manager? We've done that by the skin of our teeth through the back door. My word. Bayern Munich 1, Hamburg 0, and Hoffenheim 2. Oh, what? What? We got the animation! But as predicted, Heleno with a 94th minute winner for Dortmund. How did it give us the animation and then do that? We had the trophy in our hands. I mean, we've all been FM'd a little bit over the years, but that takes the biscuit. It gave us the mother hubbarding trophy. I'm furious. And that man, what a scumbag. It was always going to be him. O'Hara's going to sit on the naughty step for his first year at Bayern. It does mean we've got another year here. So there's positives for people enjoying the time. I'm certainly enjoying myself. So there is a positive to come out of it. We've still got the German Cup and the Champions League to try and win tomorrow. But I don't know that I've ever felt as wronged as I feel right now. I'm in shock. They gave us the trophy. Well, I've never seen anything like that before in over 25 years of playing Football Manager. I've seen the last minute heartbreak, but I've never been given the trophy and then had it taken away. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.